Great. Very good. Welcome to 2025 Goal Setting Seminar. If you are watching this later and you were not on my list of peeps that are in here, then send me a message so I can send you the documents that we're working through. Cool. So then as you watch this, you can also go. And then let's dive in, guys. Thanks for being here. Um, First and foremost, what I want to talk to us about is why goal setting matters. And you might have heard all this before, but it's what is here? There we go. But it's something that really helps to like drive the focus as we go. So focus for sure. It really helps to dial in, like get really clear on what are the things that I actually care about, right? And then it helps with the motivation as we know that comes and goes. And so we'll talk about like how to kind of overcome the hurdles of this. It gives us a general direction of which way should we be heading instead of going like 1,000 different ways, right? Just like dial in a couple important things and then start there because the year is going to keep on going. And so we just get more check marks and checks marks. And then we'll set up ways that we can keep each other accountable, same you keeping me keeping you, and then to really look back. And the goal is that we're going to have something like this, like we'll have check-ins at least 3 times for this specific things that you'll write down 3 times this year. So then we can get milestones for, okay, in this 3 months, I did this, and then 6 months, and then 9 months. And then what are we actually looking like for the year? Instead of thinking like, oh yeah, I had some goals for 2024. I don't really remember what those were. I don't know. Like let's get clear. So that's what we're doing it for. And then the I want to start right here. So if you look at, or if you're writing your sheet, I'd like for you to write 3 terms, and there's goals that we can set for these. So we've got a short-term goal. It's something that's available in this very near future. It's within the next weeks or days or months. Project exercising 3 days a week. Like I can start exercising 3 days a week. That would be a good goal literally next week, short term. And then medium terms would be something like over the year, over the next couple months. If, for example, one of your goals is to learn a new language, right? Like no matter how hard I try within a week, probably ain't going to happen. So it's a longer term goal. I know it's going to take me a while to get to that place. That would be medium. And then a long term goal is something that's going to take me like years of I'm committing to work on this for a longer period of time. Something like this would, if you're just now starting to think about it, maybe like I want to buy a home. What are some of the steps that I need to take long term so I can get to that place? Yeah. So those are the 3 T's. And if you look at the sheet that I sent you, there's T1, T2, 3T. And once we actually write these out, we can categorize them of what term does this thing specifically fall in for me. So far, so good. Cool. Okay. Then you guys all heard the term SMART goals before, and I just want to give you a reminder of what it is, because when you get a little stuck in going through like actually breaking it down into places, this is a really good literally framework to come back to read through it and say, oh yeah, okay, this is where I can kind of refine it a little more. So real quick reminder, SMART is like the letters are spelled out. Specific, a goal is clear, very well defined. And then we're going to use this example here to run it all the way through. I want to improve my fitness. Relatable. Yeah, there's going to be something like it. And then that's a good one that's pretty general for it to start, but like the specific part of it is my fitness is what I want to work on. Cool. Then measurable. I can track progress, determine the goal as I achieve it. So like I want to run the 5 kilometers in 30 minutes. That's how I can measure that. And this is just an example. You can say your own. You can say your own for walking or whatever when we get there. Achievable. It's something that's realistic. Like it's not, just like over the top, because that starts to give you more anxiety at the end of the day. So it's something that I can do. Like I will gradually increase my running distance over the next month. I can certainly do that. I can start with a 5 minute or a 10 minute, right? Like 5 minute walk, 10 minute jog. Cool. And then I increase that to a 3 minute walk, a 7 minute jog, right? So like I try to like play with the time. That's definitely like achievable. It's something I can work on. Relevant. So the object definitely like defines into the values they're looking for. So my running will improve my cardiovascular health. I care about that. And then it's important to me, right? So it is something. And if running isn't it, then running isn't it. But something that you actually care about. It's relevant to you and something that supports maybe something else you're working on. Time bound, and this is an important one for accountability, is that there's a clear deadline and frame that you have to get it done by, or you're trying to get it done by. And that even if it's not done, and that's not a way out for you, but there's at least like progress of what have I done. So I will achieve this goal within the next 6 weeks. That's time bound. So far, so good. This is just a framework for then when I get stuck in, okay, I'm writing out my categories and I need like 5 little steps for it. What am I looking for? What am I missing in this? Cool. Next, we got, I'd like for you to actually write this down. So you either have your sheet or just on a piece of paper, make 3 columns. And here's some, I'd like for you to pick 3 to 5 goals for them each, but for right now, we're picking 3 categories. And here are the categories, just kind of pulled like popular ones. I'd like for you to pick some for you. If this year you care about your personal growth, that could be a category for you. If this year you really care about your health and your fitness, that's a really good category. I'm biased, but it's a good one. If a category that like this year, you're like, okay, I really do want to work on like my career and my finances in whatever form, right? That's a really good one. Relationships, we always care about that. Like, in what way can I also, build that? Hobbies and leisures. If you're a person that loves to go traveling, I want to plan at least a couple of trips, right? I want to make sure that's important to me, that like I enjoy that time. Or if you're a golfer and you want to get out there more often, or if you're a skier and you're like, okay, this year, like I want to make sure that I hit XYZ. Community and contribution tends to get overlooked, but I think it's a really important one because it does, especially when we get to the category of accountability. Community is so important for that, and these are your people all right here. Of if we there's something in common too, like we have something that we care about, and so the more we see each other in classes too, or like you become like a regimented person, I'm gonna start a little chat with us to go share the stuff that's happening with you, because I think just it helps to be like relatable and go, oh yeah, and then talk about how did you overcome it, that might help me with something else. I think community and just communication contribution is a really big one. And then another one is spirituality and mindfulness. If maybe you want to start implementing like a better meditation practice, or simply as like, I'm always freaking rushing in the morning. Can I develop a more like a morning routine for me where it allows me to become a person before I dive into something? Could be as simple as that. So right now, pick 3 categories for you. I'd like for you to write it down. 3 columns, write it down. Cool. Anyone wants to share their 1, 2, 3? If you do, just unmute yourself and say, ready, set. My first one is, here are mine. Is there someone?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, go. Thanks, Eric.
Health and fitness,
Cool.
hobbies and leisure, and personal
Awesome.
growth.
Awesome. Love. I also have health and fitness, the hobbies and leisure. I start that one for me. And my last one is career and financials. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Health and fitness,
Cool.
relationships,
Love.
community and contribution.
Awesome. Cool. Really good goals. Or at least like categories of like things you care about, things that matter to you this year. Awesome. Next. Pushkar, you want to go? What are yours? Yeah.
Yeah, personal growth, career
Cool.
and finances, and relationships.
Awesome.
Sorry, health and fitness is not up
It's not
there,
on the
but
list.
it
All good. You're on the path
just
though.
fell
You're
short of being third one.
yeah. For sure. And that could be many more, right? Like that could be your fourth and fifth and sixth and whatever ones. Absolutely. But those are like your top three that this year, because your health and fitness pretty dialed in. You're active. So love. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome, guys. Thanks for sharing. All right. And then next we got the three. Let's break them. Let's break them into like 2 to 3, and I wrote even 5 action steps. So you got room down there. Look at each one of your categories and then break them into like, what could you do? 3 to 5 things. Ready, set. I'll give you some time. Go. Did you guys just lose the screen? Did my screen sharing go away?
Yes.
Yes.
I was trying to share music with us, but I guess it's one or the other. Cool. And you all look pretty busy, but here's a reminder in case you need like a little bit of assistance. An action step for like a health and fitness could be here's some examples. Yeah, it's like walking twice a day. That's one of the goals. Making sure that I get at least like 2 days a week in of like stretching. For hobbies, I I I definitely want to travel. So like taking some days to, while I'm in LA, like explore LA if there's any of it left. Like one of the goals was to hike the Hollywood Hills, guys, but we shall see. Shit. Right, but that would be a good one. I definitely want to do like the little Duffys that we have in Long Beach. That's definitely like before I leave Long Beach. Like there's little canals around that are so cute. You can have a little picnic, you rent a little Duffy, you go through the canals. For sure, I want to do that. That would be fun. Little things you can think of.
What's a Duffy?
A Duffy is like a little boat.
I see.
Yeah, and then it usually goes with like a bench around and a table in the middle. And then there's obviously like the wheel that you drive with. I don't think they go very fast. And then it has a little like tent above it. You're just chilling on the water.
It's fun.
It is fun. Looks really fun. People on Halloween were doing them, like barbecue them out there. Looked super fun.
Mm.
Cool. Don't rush. I know there's quite a bit to write. Oh, go backwards, please. There we go. Sweet. You can keep writing. We'll give it another 2 minutes. Anyone wants to share, like one or two?
Okay.
Yeah,
Right? In health and fitness, half an
yeah,
hour walk daily, walking
cool.
for half an hour daily,
Love it.
and cardiac work at least for 2 to 3 days in a week,
Hmm.
and
And
dieting.
Say the last one, sorry.
Dieting.
Dieting, like better eating habits. Yeah, eating habits definitely fall into that category for sure. Love it. Thanks for sharing, Davy. And then just note like your two goals kind of go together. So walking definitely counts as cardio for sure.
Oh,
So like
okay.
getting in like that goes right together of like one of my goals is walking and then getting that 30 minutes in. So like you got specific with it. Love it. Really good. I know where we're at with the training. Yeah, can you add a couple more in there for me? Can you add strength training, building more muscle mass? And then
Okay.
another one for you could be is keeping my knees very healthy, making sure
Yeah.
no
Thank
achiness in my
you.
knees. Yeah, those are good ones for sure. Anyone else wants to share?
Health one.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I have strength training twice a week,
Love.
stretch and foam roll, which I'm so scared of foam roll.
It's
Once a week at
painful.
least. to
Cool,
start.
at least. Got you.
And if I cannot make it to the live classes, I'll do on demand. And it's
The
okay
recording.
to do it, not make the class. It's okay.
Hell
As long
yeah.
as it's-
Yeah, that is. And I'm so glad you said that. And we'll talk about that in a little bit of being flexible with your plan is so important. It really is because if you like set something in and then you start getting very upset with yourself over like not doing it, that starts to spiral down and it's counter of what we need in the motivation. So that flexibility to give you like, it's all good. I can do this. I can do this. Like have a plan A and B that still puts you on the track that you care about, that supports your goals to any capacity. So love that. Thanks for sharing, Lita. Let's hear one more and then we'll move to the next. Time's flying.
I can go.
Okay.
I had some for the community and connection. I
Yeah.
have done volunteering. I haven't really decided the organization at this point, possibly the food bank. Also, kind of for community, there's a little historical society in my neighborhood that I really want to get in touch with and start, going to meetings, things like that. And then also my husband and I we're Vanagon owners, and I keep saying we're going to start the Kensington Bus Club so that we can meet more neighbors who have buses. So we'll see if hopefully I will actually make that happen.
Yeah, cool. Like I mean, you're great into marketing. I feel like that could be like your passion project of let's market this bus club. Love it. Very cool. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for sharing, you guys. Great goals, like fun stuff to look forward to. Okay. With this, I feel like we can't deny that like as the year goes, there's definitely challenges. And so if we prep for them, if we knew that that's gonna happen, regardless of how solid of a plan we got, then it's more likely that we can kind of overcome them too. And it does help to grow. So the 5 common challenges that most of us, like probably every single one of us face is first the lack of clear goals, and we're definitely working on that, right? We're checking that box of overcoming that challenge. The second one, I think a lot of us, and even I find myself doing this, is procrastination. And when you start putting things off, it's genuinely worse than if you just did it and it was just a mess. Does that make sense? Because what starts to happen is if you start to put things off and put things off and put things off, it becomes more like a weight on your shoulder that starts to stress you out. And then it's like that sensation of being overwhelmed with it, when in reality, like just one foot after another and a couple of trips and a couple of steps back is all good. But if I'm putting a little bit to it, with this, procrastination, I think is a big one for a lot of people. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Mel Robbins. She's a motivational speaker. She has a really good one on procrastination, of a practice. If you can, and it takes awareness and practice for sure, but the 5-second rule of, all right, I've got the time to do it. I'm doing anything else. If you like can catch yourself in the moment, it's the 5, 2, 3, whatever, 1. You get to it and you literally just work on whatever the hell it's supposed to be, even if you just read a sentence for something for 5 minutes. And getting that momentum going towards the thing, it's likely that you'll end up doing 10, 15 minutes of the thing, but just give yourself the 5 minute, like 5 minutes. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not doing it, because forcing it ain't gonna help you. But at least that 5 minutes of if something you know you need to do and you're procrastinating, really helpful. Unrealistic expectations, like when you set your goals and they're way too ambitious, like learning a language in 6 months, probably not gonna happen. Let me not say that, but that's pretty freaking ambitious. Lack of accountability, when it's like just you and yourself and you and nobody else is going, hey, how's that going for you? It's easier to let things slide. So here we are, we're going to keep you accountable. We've got a plan. We're going to see it. And then loss of interest or boredom. And I think this becomes when things become a little too repetitive, when it's always the same thing and there's no variety in your routine, that can also really throw it off. So having a balance within is really important. I also find that when you structure it and setting like 3-month goals, and then your goals always change. So then we also like reassess from now this 3 months to this 6-month goal. What is it? Is there anything that I redefined? So these are things that could come up, and we'll work a system where we can keep each other accountable and work through it. Here are the 10 things that really help people be motivated. Here, let me go. Cool. Go back. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm skipping pages. Go backwards, backwards, backwards. Right here. Staying motivated. The 10 things that really help is having a plan. We're working one. Tracking your progress. So we have those check-ins. Finding your why. And I'd like for you to do that right now. When you look on your sheet, or if you can write it at the very top, the categories that you selected, can you write a sentence or two? Why is this important to you? Why do you care about this? Anyone wants to share theirs? What's your why?
Yeah, I can go.
Cool.
I put that this is the year where I want to take charge and drive instead of just floating through the year, and the year takes me whatever it wants.
Yeah. Becoming a little bit more intentional with it, it sounds like. I love that. I'm going to add that to mine too. I want to be intentional too. Love it. Anyone else?
Yeah, for health and fitness, I put down the quality of life,
Yeah,
being able to do things and not be restricted by physical limitations if as much as possible.
for sure. Cool. I add that to mine too. I also want a good quality of life. What else? Yeah, okay. I wrote my first one, and I did add both of yours to mine too. Yeah, I wrote the first one for me was I just want to feel good every day. I just want to have good days daily. And I think for me, like if I feel good physically and like I'm proud of my body and it feels good, that makes me feel good. Hobbies, like things that I do, fun things makes me feel good. And then also my like career and finance, like if I'm daily winning and working towards the things that I care about, that also makes me feel good. I just want to feel good. Cool. Okay. Creating a routine around this, guys, is essential. That's our next step. Once we know, like, what do we care about and want to focus on, creating a weekly routine is really helpful. And consistency with this is key. So we'll schedule regular check-ins, reviews, habit track, and accountability. But let's start with the time blocking and prioritization. So if you've got this sheet of this guy,
Yeah.
I'd like for you to, like, you big picture, like in your mind, know your schedule. Can you plan out your week based on the things that you wrote? Where can you plan it into your week? Take like 2 minutes for that now. And I know we're close, we're cutting it close. We'll take like another minute. Cool. I'll start by sharing mine. I wrote on Tuesdays, and this I guess kind of falls into the category of community too. I registered for a run club. I feel like that at least gets my butt out of the house, and then I can still see Long Beach and maybe get to know people that live in Long Beach. So run club on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And then with the boys, and I'm very skeptical about this, but I signed up for flag football. That'll be on Sundays for a little bit. So that works into also then my routine. Um, Also one under hobbies, I wrote, I really want to start cooking a whole lot more this year at home instead of eating out so much. Um, and so meal planning for me on Friday afternoons for the next week, I put that into my routine. Anyone else wants to share one or two? Good. Well done. How you doing over there? Give me thumbs up if good.
Well, I think I have don't you have your Friday 10 a.m. yoga class now? It's
Yep,
there. It's on the
it's
calendar.
there. It's on the calendar. Very good. Great routine now. Love it. Cool.
Okay,
Ladan?
okay. I just didn't get. I didn't know what this thing that you sent. I'm trying to figure out. I guess I'm trying.
You're trying to figure out the document?
I just logged in back and I didn't know that you sent this sheet. And
I got you. There's an email. You don't have to worry about it now too, but as you're going, you can just write stuff on paper.
okay, yeah, it's not easy to print either because it's on the content of the email. So
Oh, got you. You want to attach? I can do that. I'll attach as a PDF. I'll resend it to you. So don't worry about it.
okay.
Is there anything that you were able to like put in your weekly routine or think of for your weekly routine? I think
Well,
for you, definitely the sculpt class. Yeah, keeping the weekly sculpt class is one. What
yes.
else?
Well, there are other things that I was actually working on to do, and my whole last year I went through trying to just like put my in weekly routine, trying stuff that I was trying to accomplish, but I was I didn't stay to the specific. I've kind of followed it, but then I missed days. Sometime here and there, I didn't stick with certain hours. So
And that's okay. That's okay. So flexibility for that is going to be so important. It's just like things that matter to you, right? And it's not going to be bulletproof. So like 1 week it's going to work, 1 week it's going to look a little different, but still like within the big picture, like that fluid consistency of it is what we'll be looking for, you know? And kind of like Lisa said with that too, like just an example, because there's other things too. Like let's say it's the walking routine or it's a cooking routine or whatever for you. Flexibility with that of like, if I didn't get it done at this hour, when else could I still add it back into my schedule? And it doesn't just mean it's canceled, yeah? And so that way you're still on track. Cool. All right, guys. I want to do this with you. Ready? I'd like to spend, how are we all doing on time? Are we okay? Because we're definitely a little over. We're all okay?
Yeah, for a little.
Cool.
Good.
Okay. I want to do this. I'm going to stop sharing and we're going to do a 1 minute, a secret to visualizing. And they literally do a lot of studies with professional athletes on this. Let's say like you have a really, really big game, right? And there's like thousands of people in the stand screaming for you, and you have to get that tiny little ball into that one basket or kick it through the goal or whatever that may be. Visualization really helps to like focus it all in and kind of tune out the noise and then start actually imagining, seeing it come to life. And what it really is just you're guiding conscious energy into it, conscious energy into it. So I want to practice this for a moment. And I'm so proud of this picture. I'm so glad that I found this, but sometimes visualization does feel like you're dreaming, like you're a child kind of creating and coming up with new games and toys of things you care about. So let's do it for something that in your goal setting, you're a little bit excited about at least. I'm going to share, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to put on a little bit of music for us. Yeah. I'll put the timer on. Let's spend 1 minute and I'll drop us in there to visualize something on your goals. Something on your goals. Cool. So do this with me. Sit up tall, close your eyes. Together, take a really deep breath. Open mouth, release. Again, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Continue doing that and then start to tune your attention, like feel the physical space right in between your eyebrows. It's almost like an uncomfortable sensation of you're not looking there, you're just drawing attention right there. Right here in your brain is the front lobe, and this is where behind your eyelids you can start to see pictures. Almost like a movie starting to roll. Can you visualize you, and then we'll refine, standing in the middle of your living room 6 months from now? Based on your goals, physically, how do you feel? What is that feeling like of I've reached my goals? What does that feel like to you? What does that look like to you? Focus, see it behind your eyes. Studies say it takes about 17 seconds of attention to start to launch rockets of energy towards the direction you're focusing in. And when you lose attention, guide it back in. Start from the beginning again. You're standing in the middle of your living room. Physically, what do you look like? What do you feel like? Okay, pick another category. You're standing in the middle of your living room and your bank account says, your title says, what do you want it to be? Can you focus so much that you can start to see the images behind your eyes? Pick one more category for you. You're standing in the middle of your living room, and that category, what does that feel like, look like, taste like to you? Who are you with? The little bit of attention goes such a long way. Together, take a really deep breath in. Open mouth, send it out. Like launching rockets of intention. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly blink your eyes open. Visualizing it, it's like a tiny meditation of attention to what you're looking for. Cool. Was that difficult to do? Did you feel like your mind was racing a little bit? Some yes, some no. Cool. I found parts that was like, whoa, okay, reset. And then parts that like the more like I got clearer and clearer and clearer, like I could see the definition in my legs. Like it really just like helps to like look for that detail. Cool. Awesome. I like visualizing. It's a fun practice. All right, guys, let's get back to and give me 3 more minutes. I think this cuts off. Do you hear music?
No.
No music. Okay, I hear the music. Sorry, no music for you. But you see this, yeah? Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's do this. We've got a clear plan. And if it's not clear right now, you at least have like the guidance of like terms of how to get going on this and start filling it out for you. Yeah. And you can print this one out again if it looks like a mess, because mine looks like a mess and that's normal. And then kind of refine, refine, refine. Spend a little bit more time on this. And then what I'd love for you to do is once you have it, send it to me. I'm going to put it in your file. We're going to keep you accountable for this. And then I'd love for you to book check-in appointments. This is going to be you and I alone. Yeah, because you get unlimited ones. So send over your 3-month, your 6-month, your whatever goal, whatever you have. And then I'd like for you to actually go into the calendar and go, cool, on this one, based on the term that it is for your goal, term 1, term 2, term 3. Remember those? You'll define those and then literally put check-in appointments with you and I, and we're going to talk about yours. I'm going to tell you about where I am with mine, and we're going to talk about how's it going and what are some of the things that we need to still work on, refine, adjust. And if you send it to me and I see some things that I can also give you like guidance or advice on, I certainly will. Cool. So spend a little time, work it all out, email me back, and then let's set up our check-in appointments. It could be sooner than later too. If you want specific help on, hey, can we go through this together? Yes, 100%. Select an appointment. That's all availability. And then click, 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 put it on your calendar and we good. If you want to do it now real time, I'll give you time. If you want to do it in 5 minutes, great. It'll really help with the accountability and the support. And then here's just a real quick recap. Goal setting and action. It's to define your goals. Great. You can get really specific with it with the SMART goals, and you'll have that the kind of the terms for it of how to do it. Overcoming challenges. Challenges are going to come. And Ladon, one is like the not sticking to the goal. That's a good that definitely a challenge we struggle with. Then the procrastination, for sure, a challenge we'll probably go through in different categories. What are some things that I can do to overcome them as it starts to come up? And then here's another one, making goal setting a routine, because that's nice that we have this now for the year, but it's, and this is where I'll leave you to is I love listening to Esther Hicks. And one of my favorite quotes by her is, we can never get it wrong because we will never get it done. Because in 2 to 3 months, when you look at this plan and you have done a bunch of those on there where it says check mark, check mark, check mark, I bet that you'll have like 2 to 3 more to add on. So it never gets done. It'll be something else and something else. And that's such a good thing. That's a beautiful thing to look forward to. We'll never stop wanting more and other things. But at least to have a plan gives us kind of direction of what are the things I focus on throughout the days, the weeks, the year that I actually care about. And that kind of has to drown out the noise, because there's a billion and one other things that it could be, but it helps to know to like, what is it for me? What do I care about? Yeah. And then we'll continue doing this. What you think? How do we do? Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
Great.
that was nice.
Cool. Yay. Very good. Awesome, guys. Any questions? Was that helpful?
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Oh, wait, get me out of here. I want to share computer audio. Share. There we go. Cool. So the tasks for you too. You have your toys, you have the things to do. Spend a little extra time just on your own, so not feeling rushed with time restraints, to actually work this out. If you need to redo it again and again, do it. And then whatever your final one is for the next 3, 6 months to a year, whatever it is you want to send me, send it to me. I'm going to hold on to it for you. So then when we look at it together, I have it, you have it, we can talk about it and then keep working on it. Cool. Awesome. Happy Friday.
thank you.
Yeah, Happy
Bye-bye.
New Year.
Thank
Happy
you.
2025. Thanks for sticking around, guys. I'll see you soon.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for the nice session.
Say that again.
Thank you for the nice session.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining. I'm glad we were
Wonderful.
figuring it out. Yay.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Bye, guys.
Happy weekend too.
To you too. Bye, Davey. Pushka, you doing good?
Bye.
Oh, he's gone. Bye.